Quite a few anime have been adapted into live-action movies, with such things as Ghost in the Shell and Death Note, and even more to come. My simple question is, should we be worried about this? It's kind of weird to think about, because we really enjoy our anime, but the moment someone wants to turn it into a movie, we all freak out. And why is that? It's because most of them suck. We all have fears that our favorite anime and manga will be ruined because of these morons. And rightfully so. Most of the live-action anime movies we got are just bad. Dragon Ball Evolution, Fist of the North Star, and the first Guyver movie, they all suck. But you knew this already. So instead of talking about the horrifying past, let's take a look at the bright future ahead of us. Before we go making fun of these movies, let's sit back for a second and think about what makes a live-action anime movie bad. It's actually kind of simple. I think the most important things you can get wrong are how the characters are portrayed, the plot and how meaningful it is, and of course, accuracy to the original source material. Most adaptations fail in at least one of these categories. So let's move on to the movies that I want to take a look at. The past is hard to escape from, and Netflix knows that very well. They announced in November that they would be bringing over Evangelion to their platform. A lot of us were excited, because up till now, it's been near impossible to watch the show legally, with the DVD being so overpriced. They had been doing great this year, absolutely dominating the anime scene. But then, they announced something else. A live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. We all fear the worst for the classic series. Netflix has already made a live-action adaptation of a popular anime, which I'm sure you all know about. Death Note. This movie absolutely sucks. It took everything that we know and loved about the original source material and just trashed it all. I don't even care about the casting all that much or how the visuals look, but I do care when you take some of my favorite anime characters of all time and completely ruin who they are. Light isn't the same in just about every aspect. L easily gives into his emotions. Misa isn't really Misa. Like, literally, she has a different name and everything. The very idea that this movie is getting a sequel because it was a sizable success infuriates me. It's hard to tell if Cowboy Bebop will be good or not because of mentalities like that. If tossing the source material out the door and butchering the characters can give you a sizable success, then we could be in for a ride. But it doesn't stop there for Netflix. There is also a Sword Art Online series being made. In February 2018, Skydance Television sold the rights to Netflix so that a live-action Sword Art Online can be made for their platform. Holy crap, are you serious? They're really doing this. I honestly have no idea what to think of this, but apparently they're going to be keeping Kirito and Asuna Asian. They had no plans to whitewash the cast, which could be a good thing. We're probably going to have to wait and see what happens, or at the least, wait for more information. From the sounds of things, it's going to be a series like Cowboy Bebop, episodic and all that jazz. Jazz? Cowboy Bebop? That was an accident, but it worked out so well. There are other anime movies outside of Netflix that are being made, and I can only imagine how those are going to turn out. My Hero Academia, one of my absolute favorite anime of all time, is getting a live-action movie. That's all we know. Legendary Pictures acquired the rights to it in October, so we really have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if any of you weebs have heard of a little Disney Channel movie called Sky High. Yeah, this was My Hero Academia before it was cool. I actually liked this movie as a kid, which followed a similar story. A boy who doesn't have powers goes to a school all about powers and makes friends and fights villains who have broken into their school. It gets a thumbs up from me. Yeah. So I can see a Boku no Hero movie doing well, being completely honest. Another movie you may or may not have heard of is G-Savior. I know I didn't until earlier this year. It's a Gundam movie. I haven't seen it, so maybe I'll make another video in the future about it. But yeah, a live-action Gundam movie actually came out in the year 2000. Safe to say, the movie didn't do too well. But don't you worry, our little friends over there making a My Hero movie, they got you covered. Earlier in 2018, Legendary also said that they have the rights to make a freaking Gundam movie. Who knows? Could be good. They made Godzilla at Congo and one of my favorites, Arctic Circle. So maybe they could do a pretty good job at a Gundam movie. I heard a rumor that it was going to be based on Gundam Wing, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. The live-action movie that is coming out the soonest is Alita: Battle Angel. I wish I knew what to say, because I don't. I have never heard of Alita before this movie was announced. When I saw the trailer, I instantly thought, this movie's gonna bomb. It really doesn't catch my attention, but you know what? I'm gonna go see it. I want to talk about it in a later video, so I'm gonna go buy the manga and read it all before the movie comes out in February. Maybe. I'm kind of a poor little boy who struggles to make ends meet. But for manga, oh sweet manga, I'll find a way. Now, these aren't really anime, but they did have an anime adaptation, so I want to point them out really quick. Sonic the Hedgehog. This looks terrible. Absolutely awful. Video games have it just as bad as anime. Their movies are utter garbage. There are very few good adaptations of video games and anime, but more often than not, they're bad. This is what we got for Sonic? Ew! No! Give it away from me! Ugh! We know very little about this movie, and I don't want to see it. Me and my brother both agree that this looks stupid. And as a Sonic fan, I feel like this isn't really what Sonic should be like. Maybe some things shouldn't be live action. Maybe an animated movie would be pretty cool, but not this. Now, you could say the same thing about another little franchise. You probably haven't heard about it, but Pokemon? Pokemon sounds like it would never work as a live action movie. At least to me it doesn't, but oh wow. Was I wrong? The trailer for Detective Pikachu looks amazing! I have never wanted to see a Pokemon movie this bad since Pokemon 2000. In theory, it sounds bad, like having Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu, but it actually works pretty well.
You can understand me! Stop! I've been so lonely!
And that could be what kills a lot of anime movies. When it sounds good in theory, it really looks like crap in execution. Most of us agree that they just don't work. But they could have if done properly, and that just breaks my heart. Another thing that can make anime movies better is if we get reliable people working on them. The Sonic movie has Jeff Fowler directing it, who has done very little. This is actually his first major movie, which is kind of worrying. Cowboy Bebop is written by Chris Yost, who has written Thor Ragnarok, but also wrote Max Steel. So who really knows what's gonna happen there? But what do I know? I'm just a simple weeb. Let me know what you think about these live-action movies based on our beloved anime and video games. What anime would you like to see as a live-action movie? I heard a little rumor that Naruto and Akira could also be getting a live-action movie. I honestly don't like the sound of that, but who knows? If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and consider subscribing. It definitely means a lot to me and helps me sleep at night. With the start of the new year, I'm going to do my best to upload daily from now on, or at least die trying. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see you next time.